All right, Shalom, Akim. First and foremost, before I begin this lesson, I'm going to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem Yahushai, Ba'Hashem Racha HaKodash. The honors go out to our apostles, elders, great millstone, rule and teach well. Shalom, Barakim to you brothers and sisters out there. This is the brother Malachi from the Great Millstone Nashville camp. And Lord, on that this lesson is edifying to the hopefully elect. All right, I got this word up here on Edamon line. And I got the word anxiety, which, anxiety, stress, depression, all, we deal with all three things here in the truth, which really they all go together. They all go hand in hand. But this is the main one, that I wanted to grab here, because it's especially something that I personally deal with. And, so I guess I'm kind of really making this lesson for brothers, brothers in general, but especially brothers that may be dealing with this type of hell more so than, any other form, because we all have our different lots and we all have different times where we'll be going through different things, and ultimately, before I even go into this lesson, it's important to understand that all these things are ultimately to build you up. That's the way I like to look at it. Every situation is really building, which in the moment, you're not thinking like that. But when you look at it in retrospect, I believe is the word, retrospect. You're like, it, and sometimes we don't even know how it benefited us, right? Like there's certain things that you'll go through and you might not know what exactly it did for you. Like it was just annoying, it was aggravating, it was depressing, it was draining, it was stressful. But best believe you increased in at least one characteristic or multiple. Now you're more patient. Now you're more merciful. Now you know how to just let things go. Now you're more reasonable. Now you're more critical with your thinking. Now you're more humble. You're more charitable. Whatever it may be. So it's important to not allow these things to overcome you, which, once again, like most other things, is easier said than done. But then again, like we always say, who told you it was going to be easy? So let me grab this. Oh, no, it's 12. Hebrews chapter 12. I'm going to start at verse 5. It says, "And ye have forgotten the exhortation which speaketh unto you as unto children. My son, despise not thou the chastening of the Lord, nor faint when thou art rebuked of him. For whom the Lord loveth he chasteneth, and scourgeth every son whom he receiveth. If ye endure chastening, God deal with you as with sons. For what son is he whom the Father chasteneth not?" And that's another key point right there. If you endure chastening. When we go through these situations, does it last forever? No. Right? We're in the situation. Eventually it subsides. We learn from it and we move on to the next one. So clearly the Lord is dealing with you because he's bringing you into these situations and he's pulling you out. Right? Which is that, 1 Corinthians 10 and 13, I believe, maybe. If I don't already have that up. Well, I'm already in 9, so let me just see. Yep. 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 13, the audio by Shemel Shai. "There hath no temptation taken you, but such as is common to man. But God is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able, but will with the temptation also make a way to escape, that ye may be able to bear it. So the Lord makes a way for you to be able to endure, whatever it may be. And ultimately, all this pain and suffering that we go through mentally, physically, emotionally, which really, especially mentally and emotionally, well, really all three of them tie together, but especially mentally and emotionally, which really every type of hell takes a toll on your mental well-being, because that's the main place that the Lord wants you to get strengthened, is your mind, right? Because remember, we're being raised up to be God's kings and priests, all right, judges, right? We got to be, we got to have an able mind, especially in the time of Jacob's trouble. Remember, it talks about wisdom and knowledge is going to be the stability of our salvation. Well, the stability of the times. Let me go ahead and grab that. Hold on. Say 33:6. It says, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times and strength of salvation, Salakia. The fear of the Lord is his treasure, which we know the fear is the beginning of knowledge, the beginning of wisdom. All right, I believe Proverbs 1:7 is one scripture that goes into that. So our mind is the main thing that needs to get strengthened and built up. And I've only been in the truth for a short period of time, but I will definitely testify and say that mental exhaustion, is very real. And it's not even something that you can just sleep off. Like if you're tired after a long day, you might be able to go to bed and wake up feeling refreshed, which, even that is rare in Babylon. But mental tiredness, sometimes you'll wake up and it'll be worse. Which is also why it's important for us to have certain outlets, certain things to balance and mediate, our minds, and to alleviate, some of the stress and anxiety that we deal with on a day-to-day basis. Because, like stated towards the beginning of this lesson, we don't want these things to overcome us. Right? We don't want to throw in the towel. Which that's the main thing here. Endure. All right? Hebrew word is yakal. Endure. Which, when you go into the etymology of that, it basically goes into remaining in existence. That's all you got to do. Just don't quit. Right? And it's very hard, man. It's very hard. You got all these different things that go on in your life. All these different mental troubles. You're battling your own mind, and then you got Satan in your mind. It's like, damn. Sometimes it seems like you can't even breathe. Sometimes it seems like certain things just happen back to back to back, and it doesn't let up. But it also goes with that Sirach too. Be patient when thou art changed to a low state. It's not going to last forever. Sometimes you'll have a very low day or a low week. Sometimes a low month. Maybe longer, maybe shorter. Sometimes you might just have a very low few hours. But eventually, the Lord will take you out of that and put you through something else. So let me grab this, because we're not doing this for nothing. Right? There's a reward to all this. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 9. Verse 24, it says, know ye not that they which run in a race run all, but one receiveth the prize? So run that ye may obtain. And every man that striveth for the mastery is temperate in all things. Now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown, but we an incorruptible. I therefore so run, not as uncertainly, so fight I, not as one that beateth the air. So we're not doing this for nothing. Once again, there's a reward. If you overcome, if you withstand, if you remain strong, if you truly built your house upon a rock. if you truly were sown among good ground. Okay, you need to continue to just fight on. Keep pushing. Don't quit. Don't stop. Does it hurt? Yes. Do we want to just, I mean, sometimes you're in the mood where you just want to go to bed and you don't want to wake up. Because it's just over, this society, your mental state, demons, right? You might be dealing with woman problems, you might be dealing with car problems, job problems, this, that is always something. It's just overwhelming at times. Which ultimately, what about Yahweh Shai? Look what he had to go through. Look what he had to go through. And he did it not just for himself. He did it first and foremost for the nation of Israel, starting with the elect. So, and that's another thing. We're not just doing this for ourselves. We endure, because Apostle Paul said it, he endures all things for the elect's sake. This is bigger than just you. You're waking up and getting out of bed every day, not just for yourself. The Lord, he doesn't need you. Let's establish that. But he wants you to do a lesson. He wants you to go to camp. He wants you to read. He wants you to do this, do that. For the ministry. Okay? Because we're teachers. And no matter what's going on outside the classroom, metaphorically speaking, that needs to stay out there. And we need to remember that when we're at the front of the room, with the smart board, the chalkboard, whatever, whiteboard, we got to be ready to teach. We got to put all of our problems aside and make sure that the flock is getting fed. All right, so I got the word here for an anxiety because I don't think I ever read it. It says apprehension caused by danger, misfortune or error, uneasiness of mind respecting some uncertainty, a restless dread of some evil, anguish, anxiety, solicitude, troubled in mind. Right, and especially this part really hits home. Uneasiness of mind. Right, your mind is just constantly toiling and rolling and you just can't stop thinking about certain things. So that threw me off. There's a big bug that just appeared out of nowhere. Oh wait, never mind. That's a dang stink. I thought that was a wasp. I was like, hell no. All right, anyway, so I was not about to get stung by a wasp, man. I'm like, come on. We were just talking about it. Just, oh man. See, that's one thing that I like to tell myself to just, kind of remind myself, hey man, it's really not that deep. Don't take this thing too seriously. Lord willing, you receive what I'm saying when I say this. Like, don't take this life thing too seriously, man. Obviously take this truth seriously, but I'm saying, like, when certain hell and stuff happens, don't take it to heart. Just try to, because when you're all in your emotions and you're all in your feelings and you're allowing yourself to overthink and you're allowing anxiety to eat away at your mind, you're not going to be able to operate how you want to operate. You're not going to be able to operate in a way that's pleasing to Yahweh Shemel Shai. Bottom line, you're not going to be able to actually apply the scriptures when you're just fueled off of your emotions. So stop taking things so seriously. Look, just wake up, go to work, get that bullshit out the way. Deal with you got to deal with outside of work, yada, yada. Do the actual work. Relax a little bit and repeat. And, we're going to have to continue to repeat, and it's very repetitive, and it does get annoying after a while, absolutely. Going to work every day and dealing with bills, and absolutely. But eventually, this will come to naught, Hell will break loose. We're going to have to deal with that, which is going to be even worse. But it's also going to be, miraculous times. All right, but then we're going to get the kingdom, that continuing city. We seek the things to come, right? We're looking for the kingdom that we can't see. Okay? So, look, man. We just got to endure. Like Yahushua said, Matthew 24, I believe the 13th verse. He that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. We just got to continue to keep our hands on that plow and keep working, man. It's not easy. And if it was easy, then it wouldn't be appreciated like how it is. Here it is. None of us have even gotten the kingdom. We haven't seen the kingdom. We haven't felt the kingdom, tasted the kingdom, nothing, right? But yet we have so much faith and hope in it. And we earnestly desire it. We desire something that we've never experienced. That takes faith. And if you want to get there, you got to push through this. That reward is there. Micah 7 and 9, that's a good read. I'm going to get this last one. I'm going to go ahead and close up. All right, this is also a good read. 2nd Ezra 7. Well, I'll get this one. 2nd Ezra 7 and 57 and 58. Then answered he me and said, this is the condition of the battle which man that is born upon the earth shall fight, that if he be overcome, he shall suffer as thou hast said. But if he get the victory, he shall receive the thing that I say. See, so this is the condition of the battle. This is like what we read in 1 Corinthians. No temptation had taken you such as is common to man. That's another thing that helps, ease my mind. Okay, thinking about, look, you're not the only one going through this right now. There's a brother out there going through the same thing as you, right? He's dealing with the same problems as you. You're not the only one. All these brothers out here, you think you're the only one dealing with this at this particular moment? No. Just because you don't know who the brother is or where he is or anything like that doesn't mean anything. There's somebody out there, probably many brothers going through the exact same thing as you. Like literally. Like you might have a car problem, might be a transmission. There could literally be a brother 3 states below you that's going through the exact same type of problem. Literally. So that's a beautiful thing to think about. 2 is better than 1, right? We help each other out. And it may sound bugged out, okay, but hearing brothers, catching hell, it's sad, it's depressing. You wish it weren't so, but it also makes you want to go harder. It makes you feel better because it reminds you that, look, this is a team effort. I'm not just doing this for myself. I'm doing it for that brother. I'm doing it for, the elect's sake. And it's always better to struggle and to be in battle alongside your brother, man. It's a very comfortable thing to know that you're not alone. That this is not a one-man army. And that everybody is running the same race as you, trying to get to the finish line, making their calling and election sure, because that's another important thing to always keep in mind. This is a personal walk. Okay? This is your walk. You're working out your own salvation. You need to be fully persuaded in your mind. All right? Don't worry about the next man. Worry about in the sense of, because we're our brother's keepers and you want to watch over the flock, know the state of your flock, and, regardless of position, because you could be, the so-called last brother in the camp, but we still got to take care of one another. Love your neighbor as yourself. We care about one another. But at the end of the day, this is a personal walk. Okay? Your work isn't going to get me saved and vice versa. This is Matthew chapter 7, verse 13. Enter you in at the straight gate, for wide is the gate and broad is the way that leads to destruction. Oh, was hoping it was going to get the rest. Yeah, let me just, because I also get verse 14. Matthew chapter 7, verse 13 to 14. It says, enter ye, and this in red, Yahushai's words, enter ye in at the straight gate, for wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many there be which go in thereat. Because straight is the gate, and narrow is the way which leadeth unto life, and few there be that find it. So if you want to find it, if you want to find life, if you want to seek life, if you want to receive the kingdom of heaven as a member of the elect, you have to walk down that narrow path, that straight gate. Right, so Lord, when that this lesson was edifying, I want to say, call hello, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, B'Shem Rachah HaKodash, the bonus, the apostle, Elder Great Millstone, Shalom.